Everybody, happy Sunday. You know, folks, I got so much that I'm going to be sharing with you today that it's unbelievable. You know, President Trump, whether you like him or don't, okay, that's your business. I'm not discussing politics. Short Dog, how are you, my friend? Thank you for joining me. Okay, we'll be getting some more people here shortly. Okay, let's begin with Terrence Candy Cole. Morning, sir. Lindy. There's Lindy. How are you, Lindy? And stuff in there. I love to see you people. You guys brighten my day every day. You know that? You know, folks, see my coffee cup this morning? Eh? I'll read it to you. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is mystery. Today is a gift. We should all cherish that we're all here again today. And I want to thank you all for joining me. And remember, for those who have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. Okay? I know it's a lot to ask for a like. I just don't understand why people don't hit that like button. But, you know, I'm not going to be the one to change that. Let's talk about what happened in Alaska and what possibly could happen tomorrow. You know, President Donald J. Trump, you're never going to get another president like this here. This guy is almost my age. I'm a little bit older than he is. He's 79, I'm 80. Look at the energy he's got. Look at what he's accomplished. He's not a stupid guy. He's a very smart guy. Something that a lot of people paid no attention to was, yes, he had the red carpet out there for Putin, but he had our fighter bombers flying over. You know why he did that? That was a message, a very subtle message to Vladimir Putin, saying, don't mess with us. Gotta remember something, folks, about the United States. We are the big brother to the rest of the world. We protect the world. The rest of the world looks up to us. President Trump does not like war. He does not like seeing the youth of our country or any country dying in battle. It's a useless, fruitless thing. It shouldn't be happening. I don't know if any of you ever seen dead bodies. I have. It's not a good sight. I've seen several. I'm not going to talk about that. But you know, these Ukrainians, these Russian young men fighting that war over there because Putin wants more land. Putin wants what once belonged to the USSR, but it became separate. I told that yesterday. I explained yesterday when it came, okay? Wars cost a lot of money. But let's talk about the deaths that are occurring right now. Ukraine, 31,000 soldiers have been killed. However, other sources suggest it's probably much higher and probably over 80,000. Russia has provided limited official figures. However, Independent research by Medioza, BBC Russia, based on open source data, June 6, 2025, confirmed the names of 111,387. Does Putin care about those people? Not at all. He wants a little bit more land. He doesn't want just a little bit of land. He wants the entire Ukraine. He got a little bit of land, when was it? A few years back, okay? He keeps coming back wanting more and more and more. He's met his match. He's met Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump is not messing around, okay? I think tomorrow's meeting with Zelensky is going to be entirely different than the last one. Maybe Zelensky might even wear a sport coat or something. Okay, we'll see. But this meeting is going to be a lot different. Because Zelensky doesn't want to give up more land. And why should he? Why should he? I mean, if you were my neighbor and I wanted your land, are you going to give it to me? Are we going to have a war because I want your land? I want mine, but I want yours too. That's what it's about. You're right, Rocco. 200,000 dead for nothing. Okay? Let's talk about some numbers here. We're going to go to Gaza. The current military operation in Gaza is a treasure chest for military contractors, whose revenue increases as the U.S. turns to them to replenish their stocks. Remember yesterday I talked about the money that there is because of wars? Remember I talked about the Rothschild family? They backed in the Napoleon War. They backed both sides. Both sides. Why? Because both sides need military equipment. All right, they backed them both. These kind of people do this stuff, folks. All right? Because if there's not a demand, you can't supply. All right? The Biden administration recently proposed sending an additional $14.3 billion to Israel. $14.3 billion. Would have included $10.6 billion for things like air and missile defense, support and industrial base investment to support the Iron Dome. $3.7 billion was to strengthen Israel's military and enhance the U.S. embassy security. Biden. Okay? You all seen what Elon Musk did. I wish he was still there. You've seen all the fraud with the money that he found out in his short time there. You know, somebody said to me, or wrote me, and they're so absolutely right. If President Trump today gave every American citizen $1 million, $1 million, tomorrow we all wake up and we all have $1 million. Plus, there is no more crime. He stops all the crime throughout our nation, and he has peace throughout the world. You know what? The left is still going to try to demolish him. Yeah, they would. I don't want to make this a political thing. Because, hi Angel, thank you for coming. Mark, Randy, all you folks, God bless you all. Thank you for coming here on this Sunday. Okay? Those are just a few things in the budget, folks. The kind of money they spend. Could they give us all $1 million? At the end of the day, that's $340 million. If they gave us all $1 million, $340 million. That's not $1 billion. $340 million. Look at the billions Biden gave out. Billions and billions and billions. And he fattened his pockets like you can't believe. Hey, they all do it. They're all crooks. Our government, it makes the mafia look like Boy Scouts. All right, I get upset with these things, okay? All right? Biden didn't know what was going on, and he still doesn't know what's going on. All right? We had a president, he was not running this country. All right? And I hope they overturn these pardons, because they got to get this Adam Schiff, okay? You folks live in other parts of the country, but if you lived in California, you would know what I'm talking about when I say that we live in a communist state here, okay? Matt, yes, I'm a veteran. Yes, I served my country proudly, 1963 to 66, okay? From 18 years age to 21. You see, our soldiers are young. They're not old guys like me, okay? It's our youth that goes to war. It's our youth that dies to protect our country. And President Trump doesn't want that to happen. But tomorrow's meeting with Zelensky is going to be entirely different, okay? Because Trump is willing now to support Zelensky. And not only in giving him more equipment and things and money, all right? But it might come that our country, along with other nations, might join and help the Ukraine win this war. That's a very good possibility. Very good. I hope it does not happen. I hope Putin comes to terms. But, you know, Putin, he doesn't need nothing himself. Even Elon Musk said, Putin has more money than Elon Musk. And Putin is the wealthiest guy in the world. But he wants to own the world. It's not the money, he's got the money. Okay? He wants to own the world. So, yeah. I don't know how this meeting is going to go tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to be reporting on it, of course. All right? Be coming here with my thoughts. But I wanted to share that with you. You know, folks, I'm going to go to Hollywood here for a little bit. All right? Hey, folks, by the way, have you subscribed yet? If you didn't subscribe, please subscribe. All right? And don't be shy to hit that thanks button. Okay? You know, folks, I want to tell you another thing that I do. Maybe you all forget. You know, I'm the author of the book, The Accidental Gangster, From Insurance Salesman to Hollywood Fixer. Now, I'm doing a thing special for only my subscribers on YouTube. When you order the book and you want an autographed copy, when you order it, your phone number is there and your email is in the order. I'm going to give you a phone call and you could ask me any questions you want. Okay? So I wanted you to know that. I called Nancy Flowers yesterday. Is Nancy here today? She's not here. All right? And we had a lovely conversation, and it's really surprisingly, she knew, she did a lot of research on me, and she found out she didn't realize she was going to recommend George Gallo to write my script. And then she saw where I did a post, all right, that, yeah, you can listen to it. It's on Audible, all right? You can buy it at Audible or Kindle on Amazon also. But she knew George Gallo and his wife Julie, who George Gallo is a writer and director, one of the greatest writers in Hollywood. He wrote Midnight Run, Bad Boys, Comeback Trail. You got to watch Comeback Trail. Right now it's on Paramount. If you got Paramount, it's on, and it's on Amazon also. You will love it with Robert De Niro. Okay? Crazy Chris, thanks. Messed up. I had trouble sending through your email. Sent $100. Where to, Crazy? How did you send that $100? You had trouble. You can send it right here if you hit the thanks button, or you can go to in my profile is my Venmo and my Cash App. You can send it there. Okay? Thank you, Lindy. Lindy read the book. All right. So anyway, just get away from that there. All right. Hollywood. Oh, okay. Yeah. Did it go through? I don't know yet. Okay. Thank you, Crazy. Crazy Chris. Why do you call yourself crazy? Huh? Yeah, I remember the 99. How could I forget that? That's the biggest one I ever got. Okay? The old days of Hollywood, they weren't political. Republicans got along with Democrats. Everybody was friends. Will anybody remember who Jimmy Stewart was? Great actor. But did you know he was a fighter pilot in World War II, won all sorts of medals? We have all these things, all this anti-Semitism going on with Jews today, okay, and people against them. Crazy times we live in. That's crazy. But I wonder this. You probably don't remember the American Brotherhood. There was a movie called American Creed, I think. The American Brotherhood was an organization focused on promoting religious tolerance and understanding between Christians and Jews. Jimmy Stewart, a prominent actor, played a role in promoting this organization through a short film called The American Creed. The film, which has also featured other notable figures like Katharine Hepburn, highlighted the importance of respecting diverse religious beliefs and practices. Katharine Hepburn, Jimmy Stewart, countless of other actors back there. We're all part of this here. To make the world a better place. Make Hollywood better and everybody got along. You know? George Clooney will never be a Jimmy Stewart. Never. Never. Folks, I printed out a lot of other things here, and, you know, honestly, contractors are making big money in wars. Who Who are the biggest people to make the most money? Is that true, Chrissy? I didn't hear that. Really? Man, Chrissy just wrote that George Clooney might be getting divorced. Well, I can't blame her. Okay? He's such an egotistical guy. I used to like him. He should have stayed being an actor and not a politician. You see, he's a typical example of people crossing a line. Here's some of the largest companies that make the most money in war, folks. You probably know them all. Lockheed's relationship with the U.S. keeps the company in business. 73% in 2022, 73% of Lockheed's total consolidated net sales were from U.S. government, including 64% from the Department of Defense. All right? That's just one company. All right? General Dynamics. Heard of General Dynamics? All right? Lockheed, let's see. Okay. They depend on. The U.S. spends hundreds of billions of dollars both domestically and internationally to advance U.S. interests. But some of the biggest beneficiaries are also some of the world's largest companies in 2022. Biden, here we go with Biden, signed the National Defense Authorization Act allowing $816 billion to the U.S. Department of Defense. Much of the budget, about $389 billion, was spent on military contracts to secure weaponry. And these weapons are for both U.S. stockpiles and shipped abroad to allies. When you're talking that kind of money, $389 billion. You know how easy it is for $1 billion? $1 billion? It's a lot of money. To go missing, to go to somebody. Raytheon, another company. Where does the U.S. get most of its weapons? Imports. United States imported 19.1 million of military weapons, including 1,066 most imported products out of 1,227 in the United States. The main origins of United States military weapon import were the United Kingdom, Israel, there's Israel, Switzerland, Germany, and Portugal. There you go, folks. We get military weapons from everybody. We make them ourselves. Well, all right. It's a big, big business. Man, we didn't even reach 100 people in here today. All right? Has everybody subscribed yet? All right? I'm not going to argue ARG. You don't have to prove to me that God exists. You do not have to do that. Thank you, Lindy. Nobody hitting that thanks button today, huh? Oh well. Okay, don't worry about it. You either do it. Thank you, Jeff Kendall, for subscribing. All right. Let's get some thumbs up for Ori. To get those likes up, folks. You know, yesterday, that show yesterday did very well. All right, thanks to you all. And I got over 8,000. But all of a sudden, at 8, when it got to 8,200, it froze. I didn't get no comments. I didn't get no new. It was crazy. So I don't know if YouTube was having a problem or what. And you know what? With 8,200 views, I have 172 likes. That's crazy, okay? But you know what? A lot of the people, I don't know. You know, but I'm going to give up on those likes. Like it, don't like it. I really don't. Yeah. Angel, I'm doing a lot of reading about YouTube, okay? I'll tell you. They pay people, they know what's the toughest. They do like $1 billion a day. $1 billion a day. It's a lot of money. All right? I get those baddies once in a while. Okay, they don't bother me, folks. They're probably one. I don't care. They give me a like or a dislike. It all counts. All right? Thank you, Sharpie, for subscribing. Appreciate it. Hey, folks, see, the sun's starting to come out a little bit earlier today. I thought summer was over, but our weather's going to go in the 90s by the end of the week. Yeah. Folks, you know what? If I was allowed to do this here, okay, I'd stay here all day and talk to you. The YNs. You think about the YNs in Chicago. YNs. What are YNs? I got to be honest, I don't know, Mo. Tell me what that is. Hey, Julian, thank you. You call me an old bastard. These bots come in, okay, these people. Okay, you know what's wrong with those people, folks? You know why I laugh at them? Because these people who write stuff like that there, thank you, Lindy. God bless you, honey. Appreciate it. You know why I laugh at them? Because those people don't know how to read, they can't listen, and they are the dumbest people on earth. Okay? So pay no attention. Know that those people, and I thank you all for defending me, okay? All right? I thank you. You folks defend me like crazy, and boy, I appreciate that so much. It's really, really something else. But look at those people don't have a life. They're jealous. They're jealous that an old man is smarter than them. That cannot create something, so God must be alive. Yes, he is. Thank you, Jesse. I'm great. Everybody asks, I'm feeling like $1 million, folks. Okay? I really feel great, and I'm blessed for every day that I'm given on earth. And, you know, and I pray for peace every night and every morning. Thank you, Barry. Barry is new. Please subscribe, Barry. I would appreciate it. Thank you. Okay? Thank you, Jesse. Jesse subscribed. Keep subscribing, folks. You know, any help that you can give me is deeply appreciated. You know that there, all right? And, you know, it comes right directly from my heart, all right? No, I've never been with another man. What is that crazy question? There's the judge again. Thank you, Stephen, $10. Thank you, my friend Stephen. You folks are amazing. Really, simply amazing. What's your question, Herathrom? Is it an intelligent one? Huh? You're right, Jesse. Thank you, Lindy. You know, a lot of people really seriously appreciate what I do. Tomorrow's a big day, boy. Tomorrow is a big day. You know, Donald Trump, he's got more energy as somebody 25 years old and done amazing things. And, but when he came out of that meeting there in Alaska, I saw he was exhausted. He was distraught. Okay? He thought he was going to come out, or he was hoping that he would come out with a peace deal from Putin. And that didn't happen. And what did Putin do? Got on his plane, went back to Moscow, and bombed Ukraine again. Yeah. Look at Trump's been there now. This is August. We're almost into September. 8 months almost. 8 months. And look at what he's accomplished, what he's done. Done a lot. He's got an awful lot to clean up. I think he's doing a fairly good job. You know, and you know a lot of people, let's talk about Diddy. The idiots are saying Trump's going to pardon Diddy. Do you think with all what's going on with these wars that Trump is even thinking about Diddy? All right? No way. He can't think about Diddy. Diddy's a minor, minuscule thing. He's got much bigger things to be thinking. All right? You're right, Ronald. You're right, Ronald. And you know, Trump hasn't changed. He was talking about these things 20, 30 years ago. You can go back, look at his interviews that he did. Okay? Things that should have been done a long time ago, he's doing them now. Or he's trying to do. All right? And then you got idiots like Schumer and Schiff, okay? They don't care. They don't care that Trump's doing good. But years ago, folks, in our political system, the Democrats got along with the Republicans and they all worked together. And we had a better country. Things were great. Now the divide that we have is so destructive and hurtful, and it's hurting us all. And this is why I ask you all every day. I say it in my book, okay? We all could put our hands out together. Join hands. Together, we all can make this world a better place. What do you think, folks? Can we do it? Let's do it. Because it's up to us. We can't count on others, but we, the people who make up this country, we can do it. Trump is trying, doing his best He's doing an amazing job. All right? Hmm. Now, poverty, look at, when our forefathers made up this country, we were not supposed to have a middle class. It was either the rich or the poor. I remember, I'm old enough to remember when the middle class began. I saw it coming. Yeah, well, we could talk about Israel too, because I'm very upset about that there. That's a country with 9.5 million people population, but yet they got so much power. And you know why? Because of the Mossad. The Mossad is their secret service, and they play so dirty. All right, they play with bribery and Jeffrey Epstein was with them, Wexler was with them. All right, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, what they do is get dirt on people, and they get dirt on politicians and very important people. Okay, all right, I told you. When Netanyahu visits the White House as though he lives right down the street. Okay? So there's something going on there. I'm not sure what it is. I'd like to find out. I'm talking to an Israeli friend of mine. I don't know if it's going to be any helpful. Okay? But there's something going on, folks, because they have a lot of power for such a small country. Okay? And they're going to be in war for the next 1,000 years anyway. It don't make a difference. They thrive off of war. All right? Okay, and make me the next president. That would be awesome. Somebody said they can't find their eyeglasses. That happened to me before. Okay, I was looking all over for over an hour. Where's my glasses? Guess what? I was wearing them. Yeah, those things happen. Well, folks, I thank you all for coming. God bless you all. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out and take a walk, clear my head, and wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day. So, everybody, have a blessed Sunday. And remember, do something nice for somebody else. Sometimes it's just simple hello. Okay? But if you can make somebody else happy, it's going to come back to you tenfold. So, folks, I thank you all for joining me on this Sunday. As usual, God bless and all my love and respect. And I mean that, and I thank you all. Have a great day, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.